Hello, fictional. Welcome to the Fiction Series X. Today we are gonna see, what if Issei was the red and white dragon emperor and got harem? Part 5. If you end up liking this video, please consider subscribe, so without further ado, let's get into the video. Ice, it's time to wake up. A soft voice was heard from a close distance, causing Issei to open his eyes. As he struggles to open his eyelids, the first thing he sees was Sona is next to him. Is it morning already? Issei asked. Sona nods. Yes, Ice, you better get up now because you need to catch up what you missed during your 10 days of absence. I know, Sona, since you don't want your beloved pawn studies left behind. Issei teased. Sona's cheek turns red. Shut up, Ice, just get up already. Issei smiled. Yes, my Sona. Stop calling me that, you're embarrassing me. Sona's face turns red. Issei was about to get up. Then he noticed something is not right, so he looks under his bedsheet and he saw Riaz is hugging on his right arm. Sona. What is it, Ice? Well, Issei pointed at his right side of his bed. Sona stares at his bedsheet and there's a person under it. While looking at her, thought says, who could it that be under that sheet? Is it Wargame-sama? Sona shooks. No, that's impossible. Wargame-sama would never do such thing. She decided to look at it and she surprised what she sees Riaz naked while hugging Issei's right arm. Riaz, what are you doing here? Sona said angrily. Riaz woke up. Oh, is it morning already? She asked while the bedsheet covers her body yet still hugging Issei's right arm. Yes, it is. Riaz, what are you doing on here, especially at Ice's bed? Sona said in an annoyed tone. Well, I decided to sleep here. Is there something wrong? Sona glared at her. Yes, Riaz, there is something wrong. First of all, Ice is not your servant. Second, Ice is my shared servant with Wargame-sama. And lastly, why are you naked? Riaz sighed. I know that Ice is not my servant, Sona, and I'm completely aware that if Ice is your shared pawn with Serafall-sama, as for that last question, you should already know that I always sleep naked. Issei was surprised on her statement and his thought says, yeah. Riaz is always sleeping naked. Oh, Mayu, I'm so lucky right now to see this magnificent view in my eyes. Suddenly his control is about slipped out due for staring at Riaz's naked body for too long. Also his right arm is touching Riaz's breast. Shit, I'm at my limit. Sona took a glance at Issei and his lecherous face was showing up due to Riaz's naked body. Then she pulls his left ear as his punishment. Ice, control your urges or else I will give you 1,000 spankings as your punishment. Sona scowled. Ow. 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 It hurt, Sona, I'm sorry. I lose control, just please let it go. I will control myself this next time. Sona stopped pulling his ear. You better be Ice or else I will punish you for sure. Then she sternly looked at Riaz. Riaz, leave now. Riaz sighed. Fine, I'll leave, but first she suddenly grabs Issei and kissed him on the lips. Issei was shocked while Sona is fuming in rage. I believe you already got your first kiss from Sona last night, right? Issei weakly nods. Yeah. Riaz smiles. Good. I shall take my leave. See you tomorrow, Ice. She winks and she immediately left using her magic circle before Sona could speak up of her rage. Then suddenly the door opens and it was Aika. Hey, Issei wakes up. It's time to. Aika suddenly stopped due to what she sees right now and suddenly her face looks mischievously. Ara, did you two already lost your V cards last night? Aika teased. Issei and Sona flustered when they heard this. What the hell are you talking about, Kiryu? Sona said panicked. Boy. Don't make a misunderstanding here, Aika. Oh, come on you two, it's fine to tell that you two finally lost your V cards last night. Aika teased. Issei glared at Aika. Aika, we didn't have sex for Mayu's sake. If I did that I would be killed by Sarah the moment she hears this. Aika shrugged. Calm down, Issei. Geez, no need to get serious. I was teasing you for Satan's sake. Be careful, what are you saying, Aika? Honestly, I can bear your teasing, but it comes to that's something you shouldn't do that, and I have my own reason why I'm still a freaking virgin until now. Issei said bitterly on the last part. Oh? What's your reason, Issei? Aika asked. Sona was curious also since last night he didn't do anything to her. Well, my reason is I want to fulfill Sona's dream first before that. Aika got curious on what he said. Haichu's dream? She asks. Yes, Aika, since I believe that her dream is to open a raiding game school in the underworld that everyone can attend regardless of their status. Sona smiled, she didn't expect her counterpart had the same dream too. I see, so that means you're willing to wait until she fulfills her dream. Issei nods. Yeah, I'm not in a hurry anyway since I need to prove myself first. Aika smiled. I see, anyway since you're awake, Issei. Everyone is waiting in the kitchen and we expecting you will cook for us since we really missed the food you made for us. Issei chuckled. Really? Do you girls like my cooking that much? Aika weakly nods. Yeah. Issei rubs his chin. I see, I will be there in a moment. Okay, we will wait for you there, let's go, Kaichu. Aika pulls Sona out to leave his room. See you in the kitchen, Ice. Several minutes later. Issei has finished cooking their meal and then everyone starts eating. Good food at last. Rhea said while eating. Yura nods. Yeah, we really miss this foodie mate. Indeed. Zenovia said while eating. Issei raised his eyebrow when he heard that. You girls are overacting. He sighed. You can't blame them, Issei, since they complaining their food every day while you were away, Ika explained. Momo says yeah, you can't blame us for that, Ice-kun, since we really like your cooking. Tsubaki says indeed your cooking is simply the best, Hyoudou-kun. Oh hell, now I can't be your chef forever, girls. Issei complains. Are you complaining, Ice? Sona was looking at him while eating. He shooks. Not really, if it's you, Sona, I don't mind doing this forever. Sona's cheeks turned red when she heard that, and the girls giggled. Anyway, I am expecting Sirach-an and Lucifer-sama will come at him anytime soon. Everyone stopped their eating for a sec after Issei said that. Yeah, why? Ika asks. Yeah, why, Ice-kun? Momo said. Well, I'm sure that they will ask me about me and my sacred gears, since I've come from another world after all, Issei said calmly. I guess that is reasonable to ask you, Tsubaki said. Indeed, aside from that, they will ask your other abilities. Zenovia said while eating her food. I highly expect they would ask me on that, Zenovia. Meguri decided to change the topic anyway. Kaichu, I didn't saw you in your room, did you sleep somewhere? Yura was curious too. Yeah, where did you sleep, Kaichu? Before Sona could speak up. Kaichu slept at Issei's room last night, Ika said calmly while eating her food. Oh. Yeah. The girls were surprised on Ika said. Kaichu slept at Ice-kun's room together, Momo stammered. Oh, Isan. Teary-eyed Asia said. Oh, Kaichu. I didn't know you were that bold to come into his room and slept with him. Tsubaki said mischievously. It's not what it looks like, Tsubaki. Sona said while her face is flustered. Yeah, it's not what it looks like, Tsubaki-san. Issei said the same thing. Zenovia says, does that means you two lost their ver? No. Issei and Sona said in unison while their faces are red. We didn't do such things, Zenovia. Sona said while her face is flustered. Yeah, we didn't do that stuff, Zenovia. If I did that, Sarah would kill me for that. Issei said while his face is flustered. Oh, then why Kaichu slept at your room, Ice? Zenovia asked. Oh well. Issei look away from them. Well. Issei sighed. Fine, since you girls want to know, Sona came into my room last night and she couldn't sleep at that time when she came to my room, and we talk about some matters later on. Yeah, I got my first kiss from Sona in this world at the same time. That's her first kiss too. His face turns red after he said that. Sona's face was completely red when she remembers what she did last night. That sounds reasonable, but why Kaichu slept in your room? Since she could have to go back to her room. Meguri asked. Yeah, Kaichu can go back to her room after you receive your first kiss, Issei. Ika agreed with her. Well, I asked her to stay. And you didn't do any perverted stuff? Momo asked. Issei shook. Oh hell no. If Sarah knew this, my life will be forfeit. Momo felt relieved that Issei isn't a kind of person who takes advantage of them. That is true, since Serafall-sama is a total cis-con, Tsubaki said. Issei chuckled. I have to agree with that, Tsubaki-san. Since I have experienced the wrath of a cis-con and I don't want to experience it again. The girls giggled after he said that, while Sona was embarrassed on that statement. After that, everyone finished their breakfast. Then Issei, Asia, and Meguri start to do their notes since they were gone for 10 days due to the preparation of the raiding game against Riser Phoenix, and they won the battle. Since today is Sunday means they have no classes. While Sona and the rest of her peerage went to the academy to finish what's left off. Also, Sona gives Riaz and her peerage get their notes, and an argument between Riaz and Sona due to Riaz sleeping at Issei's room. 8 hours later. Issei, Asia, and Meguri finally finished their notes. Well, they took a break during at lunch, then after that they resumed doing their notes. Finally it's done. Issei said happily. Yay, finally we can relax now, Meguri said. Then suddenly a 2 magic circle appears and Issei recognized it. Well, this is surprising, they came earlier. Issei thought. Serafall and Serziches appears along with Grafia. Yahoo, Ice-chan. Serafall said in childish tone while waves at him. Issei kneeled in front of her. Meguri and Asia did the same. Stand up, Ice-chan, and you too, Asia-chan, Meguri-chan. Serafall commands them to stand up. Issei, Asia, and Meguri stand up. Issei decided to speak up first. Serach-chan, I was expecting that you will come along with Lucifer-sama and Grafia-san. Serafall looks at Serziches and he was surprised that Issei was expecting them to come. You were expecting us to come? Serafall asks. Issei scratches his head. Well, yes, Serach-chan, since I'm sure that you will ask something about myself, right? Yes, that's the reason why we visit here, Serziches said calmly. What do you want to know, Lucifer-sama? Issei asked. Who are you? Serziches asked. As I said in the raiding game, Lucifer-sama, my name is Hyoudou Issei, pawn of Sona Sitri and Serafall Leviathan. Okay, then where are you from? And why do you have two long Inus-type sacred gears, since Ria's pawn is the Sekiryuite? Serziches asked. Well, I can explain that, but before we can speak about that, Lucifer-sama, I need you to promise me that you won't tell this to anyone, Issei said in a serious tone. Why Ice-chan? Serafall was curious. Because Ice-san came from another world, Asia intervenes. The Mayus and Grafia were surprised on what Asia said. Ice-chan is from another world, Serafall said. How is that possible? Serziches said. Well, Lucifer-sama, like Asia said, I came from another world. Let's just say that in my world Ria's and the rest of her peerage except for Kaneko don't exist and Sarah-chan didn't become a Mayu. Issei said. Serziches repeatedly mutters a world without Ria-tan and Grafia smacked him with a paper fan that made then sweat drop for his reaction. I didn't become a Mayu. Teary-eyed, Serafall said. Issei nods. Yes, Sarah-chan, your counterpart didn't become a Mayu. Then who takes the Leviathan title if I wasn't a Mayu? Serafall asks. Well, it was Grafia-san counterpart who took the title of the Leviathan and thus her name is Grafia Leviathan. Grafia was surprised that on his world her counterpart took the Leviathan title. Thus in your world, Grafia and my counterpart were a couple? Serziches asked. Liguri and Asia were surprised that Serziches and Grafia were a married couple. Well, Issei knew their relationship. Yes, Lucifer-sama, Grafia and your counterparts were married and had a son. Serziches and Grafia smiled after they heard it. Serziches says, I see, since you're from another world, does that mean in your world you're the… Issei interjects. Yes, Lucifer-sama. I am the Red and White Dragon Emperor from my world. I see your Serafall and her little sister counterpart shared pawn. Serzich asked. Issei nods. Yes, Lucifer-sama, I am their shared pawn in my previous world. Issei tells about his previous world and he told their possible alliance with Angel and Fallen Angels, but he didn't tell about the Chaos Brigade and its allies for a while, since it's not the time to tell them. But he will tell them soon when he manages to speak to Michael and Azazel in private. And lastly, Issei tells the tragic fate of his world and that made the Mayus surprised that the three factions were utterly destroyed along the rest of the other factions by a certain monster and it invades the human world. He also includes their counterpart deaths from the monster attacks and survives several times. Until he fought it again for the 6th time. And I thought that I'm going to die on that time, but Dragon Albion told me that there was a portal appears during my fall and that how I ended here up on this world where I wasn't supposed to exist. Issei finished told about the tragic fate of their world. The Mayus now understand why he's hesitant to tell about his tragic fate on his world. And then you came at this world, Ice-chan. Issei nods. Yes, at the same time Asia found me unconscious. And the same time Sotan and my pawns were gone, Serafall said. Issei scratches his cheek. Yeah. I see, I'm sorry for your loss, Ice-chan, Serafall said in sad tone. It's okay, Sarah-chan, I managed to get used to it. I see, no wonder, so that's why you cared Sotan so much. Serafall smiles. Not only her, I also cared about you too, Sarah-chan. Issei smiles. Serafall flustered when she heard it that. Moo. Stop it. Ice-chan, don't force me to hug you. She pouts. Issei chuckled. I don't mind being hugged by you, since it's an honor to receive a hug from a Mayu, right, Lucifer-sama? Yes indeed, Issei-kun, Serziches said in amused tone. Moo. Stop picking on me. Serafall pouted. Liguri and Asia giggled about the situation and Grafia find this amusing. Anyway, I hope you understand now why I hesitated to tell about this. Issei decided to bring back the topic. Yes, we're completely understand, Issei-kun, since you basically told us the possible future outcome, and don't worry, we can assure you that we won't tell about this. What are we speak of, Serziches said. I will put my entire trust on you, Lucifer-sama. Anyway, I was expecting there will be a conference between the three factions anytime soon. Since you know that I have good terms with the other factions in my previous world. Don't worry, Issei-kun, we going to have a conference soon, he assured it. Then suddenly the door opens. We're home. Sona and the girls went inside. Ah. Sotan. Serafall stand up and bear hug Sona. Sama, let go of me. Sona pushed her away. Everyone was laughing at this moment. After that, Serafall stopping embracing her little sister. I've been wondering, Ice-chan, do you still have their evil pieces before you came here? Serafall asks. Everyone was curious about it since Issei told them that he was shared pawn of Sona and Serafall counterparts. Issei shooks. No, they were gone after your counterparts died on that monster, so my evil pieces were disappearing one by one until it's completely gone, then I lost my consciousness after I fought that monster for the last time. Serziches find this odd and he says that's odd, and your evil pieces in your world is completely different from ours, since on this world, if the evil pieces were gone, you would have died instantly. Issei was surprised on this information. Seriously, that's weird, since in my world. If the person loses their evil pieces on their body they revert back as human, or it depends on which race are you from before you become a devil. Since their evil piece inside there is gone the demonic energy will be gone, but they still have the strength and their energy reserves they gained during their devil days. I see it seems the evil pieces works differently from your world, Serziches said. Issei weakly nods yeah I guess so. Serafall decided to change the subject by the Ice-chan you told us the sword you used at the raiding game belongs from your friend right? She asks. Issei nods yes Sera-chan, that sword belongs to your counterpart's knight Xenoquarta, yet at that time his sword X Durandal before my sword became Neo Durandal. I see my counterpart's knight died, Serafall said in a sad tone. Yes. Before he died he gave his X Durandal to me since at that time my Ascalon was broken, Issei said while his eyes closed. Your Ascalon was broken in your previous world how did that happen? Zenovia asked. Well, it's because we fought an evil dragon at that time. Serziches was surprised when they heard evil dragon. Issei-kun did you just say evil dragon? Issei nods yes Lucifer-sama, and I'm completely aware how powerful they are, but we managed to stop them before it became a threat. After the battle we managed to beat the evil dragon using my Ascalon, then it suddenly broke and at the same time my friend died in my arms. Issei told the half-truth of it since he can't tell them the entire truth at that time, since that was beginning of the evil dragon campaign at his previous world and where the tragedies began. Serziches understands what he has been through I see very well then we might discuss this at the meeting at this possible threat we could have in the future. Issei weakly nods yeah, anyway Lucifer-sama are you going to set the conference at the academy right? Serziches nods yes this school somehow seems to have fate tied to it. My little sister, her pawn the Sekiryuite, the holy demonic sword user, Serafall's little sister, and the holy sword Durandal wielder, are attached to this place, Kakabiel and Hacker Yuku attack this place. This is a phenomenon you can't label as coincidence. Strong powers keep mixing in, it's like wave motion. I believe the person accelerating this wave motion is Hyoudou Issei. Issei was surprised on this matter it's because of my presence, you can't be serious about that Lucifer-sama. But it's true Issei-kun since the moment you arrive the world starts moving. Before Issei could answer then suddenly. Are you the Mayu? Nice to meet you, I am Zenovia. Zenovia intervened. Good day to you, Zenovia. I am Serziches Lucifer and this one next to me is Serafall Leviathan. He points at Serafall and she waves at her. I got the report from Riaz that the holy sword wielder of Durandal got reincarnated as a devil and you choose to serve Serafall's little sister truth be told, I was doubting my ears when I heard it the first time, yet it's a shame that you joined her instead of becoming of my little sister knight. I'm sorry if I didn't meet your expectations Mayu-sama. Since I didn't think that I would become a devil. To be reincarnated into the side I kept on killing, even if I say so myself, I sometimes regret it and that it was quite a bold move yeah, that's it. Why did I become a devil? Desperation. However, at that time, truthfully, anything was fine but, was it really fine to be a devil? Issei sighed once again Zenovia is thinking too deeply with her head in her arms. She say bold things, but she ends up regretting it. As his thought said. You know Zenovia I told you that your male counterpart didn't regret his decision to become a devil, so cheer up. Ai-san is right Zenovia-san. You already made your decision the moment you joined us Asia said. Zenovia looked at Issei and Asia, I guess you're right Ice, Asia thanks she smiled. Issei pat Zenovia left shoulder Asia is right Zenovia and besides Sona has plans for you to become a better knight. Thus do your job and protect Sotan from harm Zenovia-chan, I will be counting on you. Serafall said in a childish tone. Sona flinched when Serafall mentions her child nickname again. If I am asked by the Mayu written in the Bible to do it, then I'll do it. I don't know how much I'll be able to do but allow me to do whatever I can. After hearing Zenovia's words, Serafall smiled. And the rest of Sona's peerage smiled including Sona and Isay. Serafall suddenly hugged Zenovia thank you Zenovia-chan. After the sudden hug from Serafall, Zenovia cheeks also became a bit red. Now then, let's continue the difficult conversation somewhere else. However, even though I came to the human world, it's almost night time. Would a lodging institution be open right now? Serziches decided to end this topic. You know Serziches-chan you could stay at Riaz-chan, Serafall suggested. Sona speaks up yes I believe that would be the best place to stay at Riaz place Lucifer-sama. She said in cold tone. Serziches noticed of her cold tone. Did you two fight again? Serzich asks. Sona nods yes, that's because Riaz has done outrageous recently. Serziches got curious on what she said. Outrageous? Well, Riaz entered my home without my consent and she enters and slept at Ice's room naked, Sona said in an annoyed tone. The girls were surprised at Riaz barged to their home and slept at Issei Harem. Aika says I didn't expect Ria-senpai was there. Kaichu, since you told us earlier you slept with him last night. Sona and Issei were flustered after hearing from Ika, while Surziches find this amusing on the other hand. Serafall suddenly grabs Issei's shoulder tightly and flare up her demonic aura that made him shivered in fear. "No, Ice-chan, did you do something naughty last night with Sotan?" Serafall said in menacing cold tone. Issei shook his head rapidly. "No. I didn't, Sera-chan." He was sweating bullets due to her menacing aura that frightens him a lot. Serafall didn't believe him. Then she holds his shoulder tighter. "Ah." Issei screamed in pain due to Serafall's tight grip at his shoulder. "I swear, Sera-chan, we didn't do such thing, promise." Sona couldn't stand seeing her pawn was hurt. "One-sama, you're hurting him." She glared at her big sister. Serafall ignored her. "Then why Sotan slept at your room, Ice-chan?" she asks Issei again. Before Issei could speak, Sona speaks up. "You should blame me for that, One-sama." Why Sotan?" Serafall said while teary-eyed. Sona flinched when Serafall calls her child nickname again. "I come to his room at my own consent. You should already know that Ice has beaten me in chess, One-sama." "I know that Ice-chan beats you in chess, but seriously. Sotan, you slept with him." "One-sama, Ice hasn't done anything weird to me when I slept with him." Sona's cheeks turned red after she said that. Serafall frowned, then she let go of Issei's shoulder. "I guess I can let this slide for now, Ice-chan." Serafall glared at him. "Thanks for saving me, Sona," Issei said weakly while he is rubbing his left shoulder. Sona sighed. "No problem, Ice. Asia, please heal him." Asia nods, and then she starts healing Issei's left shoulder. After Issei is healed, Surziches decided to stay at Ria's place, while Serafall stays at their place. Sona doesn't like idea, yet she has no choice to let her. Serafall stays until the conference. Serafall noticed Issei is about to leave. "Where are you going, Ice-chan?" Serafall asks. "Well, to my room, Sera-chan." "I see, wait. Your room?" Serafall asks. Issei nods. "Yep, my room, Sera-chan, wanna see it?" Serafall nods. "Yes, I want to see your room, Ice-chan." "Okay, then follow me." Issei and Serafall reached Issei's room. As he opens the door, Serafall was amazed what she sees in his room. "Wow, Ice-chan, is this really your room?" Serafall looks the surrounding of his room. Issei nods. "Yes, Sera-chan, this my room." "Your room is amazing." "Thanks, Sera-chan, I'm glad you liked my room." Issei smiled. "Anyway, Ice-chan, would you care to tell me why are you making artificial sacred gear? Since you have 2 long-ina sacred gears at your disposal." Serafall asks. Well, Issei starts explaining why he made artificial sacred gear and what its purpose. "I see, but why you want to use them instead of your true sacred gears?" "Yes, Sera-chan. I don't want to rely too much on my sacred gears, and I think I managed to achieve their strongest form." "Their strongest form?" Serafall asked. Issei nods. "Yay, the new form I recently acquired, the boosted gear. Cardinal Crimson promotion. While on other one is the Divine Dividing. Imperio Juggernaut Overdrive. I managed to achieve that form in my previous world." "I see, but you know, Ice-chan, you shouldn't stop using your sacred gears. Since they are a part of you, and who knows that you might able to combine your dragon's balance breaker into one and acquire a new form." Issei was surprised when Serafall said about fusing his boosted gear and divine dividing balance breaker into one and a new form when he succeeds. "Fusing their balance breakers?" Issei asks. Serafall nods. "Yes, Ice-chan. I believe it's possible to combine your sacred gear balance breakers into one. Since you're the first person who possessed 2 Longinus type sacred gears in the history. Imagine that, Ice-chan, if you manage to fuse your sacred gear balance breakers into one, and it could be powerful than the form you acquired recently." "Let me talk to my dragons for a bit." Serafall nods. Then she went to the bookshelf and grabbed a book to read. Issei went into deep thoughts about Serafall said to him. Then he decided to talk with the dragons. "Greg, Albion, do you think it's possible to combine your balance breakers into one?" "Well, honestly, partner, I don't know about that. Since Albion and I have a shared host for the first time. I see, I wonder if I manage to succeed that form." Issei wondered. "Well, if you manage to succeed the kid, we would be unstoppable, yet we don't know the price when you manage to reach the fuse form of our balance breakers." "Well, that is true, Albion, but if I manage to do that, I can guess that the fused form will be the basic form of the boosted gear and divine dividing scale mail." "Indeed, partner, but honestly I don't know if it's possible for us to acquire the fused form. But in your case you make the impossible possible for some time now." "Yeah, I did. Since after I managed to surpass the negative sides of your Juggernaut drive and acquire a new form that surpasses Juggernaut drive." "That is true, and we're so proud of you that you managed to acquire those forms that surpass the Juggernaut drive." "Indeed, partner, you acquired those forms. But honestly, if you manage to fuse our balance breaker into one, that the first time will happen in the history." "Yay, that will be the possible outcome when I manage to do that." Yet why we have didn't think about the possible fusing your sacred gears before. Yes, why we didn't think of that, Albion wondered about it too. Indeed, we never thought about that. If we only knew this sooner in our world, the outcome would change. Issei flinched when Drake said the possible outcome. Drake, you know it's too late to mention that since our world was destroyed by that monster, and thus we've been sent here and given us a chance to prevent the horrible fate from that monster in this world. Partner, I'm sorry for mentioning that topic. It's fine, Drake, we missed our previous world too. Side, you know what, forget this silly conversation. You're right, kid, we have important things to do. Isay decided to end their discussion. Serafall noticed that he's done talking with his sacred gears. Are you done chatting on your dragon's Ice-chan? She asked while reading the book. Issei nods. Yes, Sera-chan. So you went deep thoughts about the fusing your sacred gears I mentioned. He weakly nods. Yeah, honestly we never thought or think about that in my previous world. I see. Serafall stop reading the book and she looks at him until. Ice-chan, tell me something. Sure. What is it, Sera-chan? What's your relationship with my counterpart? Serafall said in a serious tone. Issei is surprised at her sudden question. My relationship with your counterpart? He said nervously. Serafall nods. Yes, Ice-chan, tell me your relationship with my counterpart. Issei hesitated to tell, but he has no choice since Serafall was asking for it. In other words, she can't say no to her. Well, you see, Sera-chan, your counterpart is my girlfriend. Issei cheeks turn red. My counterpart is your girlfriend? Issei weakly nods. Yeah, she's my second girlfriend since Sona's counterpart is my first girlfriend. I see, no wonder that you cared about us a lot even though we're not them. He weakly nods, then he stares at the window. Yay, but I didn't think of any of you as their counterparts anymore, Sera-chan, since I managed to move on. Ice-chan. Serafall stare at Issei in sad look. Issei noticed that Serafall is staring at him in sad look. Sera-chan, I don't want to look sad or pity on me please, I rather want to see your childish behavior. Issei smiles. Serafall pouts. Moo. Ice-chan, I ain't that childish. Issei chuckled, but it's true, Sera-chan, that's the reason why I liked your counterpart. Serafall raised her eyebrow. Really, Ice-chan? Is this your way getting the girl you liked? Honestly, I never think of that, Sera-chan, since I liked your counterpart the way she is regardless of her status, and besides, I ain't like those bastards who afters fame and status. Serafall raised her eyebrow. Really, Ice-chan? Issei weakly nods. Well yeah, I never cared about fame or status, Sera-chan. If I'm that kind of person you would have killed me on right away. Well, you have a point there, Ice-chan. Then suddenly Sona enters Issei's room. One-sama, everyone is waiting at the dining table, Sona said stoically. Yes, we will be coming there, so Tan. Serafall said in childish tone. Issei decided to play along with her. Yeah, we heard you, so Tan. Sona was flustered after she heard that. Moo. One-sama, stop calling me that. Issei and Serafall giggled. After that Sona left his room, then Issei and Serafall follows, and they went to the kitchen. Everyone, and they enjoy their dinner, especially to Serafall. This food is delicious. I haven't tried of this before. Who cooked this? Serafall asks. You see, Sera-chan. Everyone's except for Zenovia is taking turns or work each other to cook so we can eat different things. I believe it's Tsubaki-san and Yura-san turns today, Issei explained. Zenovia frowned that she can't cook properly, so Issei promises her that he will teach her how to cook properly. Tsubaki-chan and Yura-chan were a good cook. Well, I can't wait to taste the others. Tsubaki and Yura were flattered after hearing Serafall's opinion of their cooking, while Ria, Momo, Aika, and Asia more determined to make a good meal for her, while Issei and Sona were confident of their cookings. Since Issei and Sona were good at cooking. After dinner, Serafall began playing with the girls, doing things her household could never do due to their high-class status. She begins playing cards with a church duo plus Aika, Zenovia and Asia are in very friendly in terms after both of them were reincarnated into devils. Watches different TV programs with Yura and even playing video games with Issei at his room. Well, Issei put his consoles in his room. Since he has his own television to play his games. That was fun. Serafall lies on the couch after she exhausts herself. I guess this is your first time doing these activities, Sera-chan. Issei pointed out. Serafall shooks. Not really. I have done some of them before, but not really together. It has been a long time since the Sitri household allowed us to play like that, and that was me when Sotan is a little. I see. Does that mean you weren't allowed to these things after? No. Ever since I was appointed as a Mau, I have been busy to do anything with the rest of the family. This was probably around the time that Sotan started to act more serious towards to everyone. I see. Does that mean Sona isn't always like that? Issei asked since he wanted to know more their relationship as siblings. Serafall stopped smiling after hearing Issei's question. She used to be very lively as we always spend two with each other. I am guessing that Sotan begins feeling lonely, so she decided to pursue other interest. When I had to play with her, she said that we are no longer children anymore and then left. This was also when I had an idea to become a magical girl after I visiting the human world and saw some Japanese magical girls series. The show I currently stars in probably what made me behave in the same way as I and Sotan behaved when she was a little. It sometimes makes me wish that I could to go back to play with her like we used to. Issei felt guilty for asking this question and for making Serafall look sad. I'm sorry for asking. I never knew you were that lonely, Sera-chan. It's okay, Ice-chan, I have been wanting to get this out for some time. Serafall began smiling again. I began feeling the same way after playing with everyone. I hope we can play like this again, Ice-chan, she added. You don't have to worry about that, Sera-chan. We are not a high-level household, so the activities are not as restricted, Issei said. Before he arrived at this house, the rules were very strict, but thanks to his presence, Sona decided to lessen the restriction in Sitri household so everyone can move freely as he suggested. I thank you for that, Ice-chan. Serafall begins showing her childish personality after feeling better. No problem, Sera-chan, since you're my master after all. Issei smiled. I've been wondering, Ice-chan, why you didn't show up after you acquired our pawn pieces. Serafall asked. Well, you see, Sera-chan, Drake and Albion told me that I need to adjust and some training before I meet everyone, yet the time was off. I see Sotan told me that you arrive in the middle of the incident. It was an awkward time to arrive, yet it doesn't matter since it went well and I managed to save Sona and the rest of the horde of fallen angels while they maintaining the barrier. Indeed, Ice-chan, thanks for saving Sotan from those crows. Serafall smiled. I just did the right thing, Sera-chan, since I'm her pawn after all. I know, just take care of Sotan when I'm in the underworld. Yes, Sera-chan. Issei salutes. Serafall giggled. By the way, Ice-chan, Sotan told me while ago that you wanted to tell me something important, right? Issei nods. Yes, Sera-chan, I wanted to ask you that. Do you consider having another servant? Serafall was surprised at his sudden question, then she said. Honestly, Issei-chan, I would have said no. But I might consider having one or two due to that incident, but you need to tell me why I should get another servant aside from you. Well, Sera-chan, recently I just found that you were placing a few hidden cameras around the academy and this house, especially to her room. Serafall was surprised that his pawn found the hidden cameras at the academy and this house, especially at Sona's room. How did you know that? It's simple, Sera-chan. Your counterpart did the same thing. My counterpart did that. Serafall was surprised that her counterpart did the same thing. Issei nods. Yeah, since she can't watch her every day, so your counterpart decided to put those hidden cameras. Yet later on, Sona's counterpart managed to found and destroyed it. Sotan's counterpart destroyed it. Yes, Sera-chan, you know that it will happen anytime soon when Sona finds out. And don't worry, Sera-chan, I haven't told her about this. Serafall felt relieved after he said that. I guess you're right, Ice-chan. I think I will find another way to watch her. Well, you know, Sera-chan, you should know what I'm suggesting right now. Issei has given her a hint and Serafall realized what Issei is planning. Oh, I get it now. Instead of placing the hidden cameras, I will place my newest servant to watch over Sotan movements, right? Serafall smiles. Issei weakly nods. Yeah, that would be the best option you can get, Sera-chan. Then suddenly Serafall grabs his shoulders. That made Ice surprised. Tell me, who's my potential servant, Ice-chan? Serafall smiled. Well, your potential servants are 2 knights and a rook, and 3 of them have sacred gears. Serafall was surprised that she will get 3 servants instead of 1. Yeah, 3 servants. I was expecting to get only 1, but 3 of them. Why? Well, Sera-chan, 3 of them have powerful sacred gears. And what their sacred gears? Well, Sera-chan, one of the possible knight have the aim no Murakumo no Tsurugi, sword of the gathering clouds of heaven, yet this sword also known as Kusanagi no Tsurugi, grass-cutting sword. It's a holy sword, Sera-chan, that rivals Excalibur and Durandal. Also, it has a special ability called Gift of the Hydra. It allows the user to create 7 copies of the user, and the best part is the clones are powerful as the originals. Serafall was amazed on her possible future knight. That's so cool, Ice-chan. Tell me about my possible second knight's sacred gear. Well, as for the second knight, has the sacred blacksmith is similar to Kiba's sword birth. The user can summon many weapons as the user wants, yet the difference is the user can get any weapons aside from swords, and its balance breaker is called King's Treasure. Fate of Babylon, it creates wormholes that summons all the strongest weapons appears behind the owner, and he can grab a weapon from that or order them to rain down their opponents. Serafall was speechless that her pawn is knowledgeable about sacred gears. Then Issei continues his explanation. As for the rook, has one of Vitra's sacred gear absorption line. It allows the user to create lines that can restrain and absorbs the power of the target or objects when it connects. Issei has finished explaining about their sacred gear and its abilities. Ice-chan, does the Sacred Gear's owners were part of Sotan and my counterpart peerage? Issei nods yes, except for the Rook, since in my previous world Ika's counterpart has that Sacred Gear. I see. Are they girls? Yes, the two knights were my classmates, while the Rook is in the next room of our class. I see. First of all, Ice-chan, how did you manage to detect their Sacred Gears? Well, I able sniff out a Sacred Gear holder at their tiniest essence when I was there. Do you sniff them? What are you, a dog? Serafall asks. Issei shooks. Oh hell no. It's dragon sense, Sera-chan. Oh, dragon sense, right, I forgot that the dragons have 6 senses. Silly me, Serafall giggled. So do you consider have those your potential servants, Sera-chan? Serafall nods yes, Ice-chan, I consider having those 3. Since they still studying at the academy, I leave their training to you while I'm in the underworld. Yay, leave them to me, Sera-chan. Issei said. Okay, then I will go there during your lunch break. After that, Serafall left his room and Issei went to sleep after he cleans his room. Next day, Akuo Academy, gate. Hiya. Hyoudou-kun has returned. The girls were screaming in joy when they saw Issei. Issei thought, say man, the girls were screaming in joy for me since on this world, oh thank Mayu that I have a good reputation here. All the boys were cursing him. Damn, Hyoudou has returned. Why did that bastard returns? I handsome. Issei whistled, man, the salt is real. It seems the girls are pleased with your return and the boys were cursing at your return, Issei, Ika said. I know, Ika. Since I'm the only honest person in this academy. He boasted. Ika raised her eyebrow. You? An honest person? Laughs, yeah right, when the girls find out you wanted a harem. Issei flinched. Oi. Ika not so loud. He gritted his teeth. At class 2C. Issei, Asia, Ika and Zenovia enters the room. Good morning everyone. Asia greets their classmates. Morning, Asia-chan. The boys replied. Greetings everyone, Hyoudou, Issei has returned. Issei greets. The boys were glaring at him. Screw you. Go to hell, moron. Die. All the girls were screaming in joy on his return, then Aki and Kaori approach him. Good morning and welcome back, Issei-kun, Asia-san. Aki greets them. Yay, welcome back, Issei-kun, Asia-san. Kaori greets them. Thanks, Aki-san, Kaori-san. Issei and Asia replied in unison. And suddenly the perverted duo marched towards to Issei. Why the hell did you return, Issei? Motohama said. Yeah, it would be better without you here. Mitsuda said. Hey. It's not my fault that I became popular. Issei complains. Yeah right, after you managed to got the Ria-senpai and Akeno-senpai's attention. Motohama said angrily. Don't blame me, Mitsuda, Motohama. Since Ria-senpai and Akeno-senpai were the ones who approached me. Issei said nonchalantly. Motohama growled, grrr. That's the reason why we hate you. Not only that, Issei, you're the only guy from the student council. Mitsuda said. Issei raised his eyebrow. So what if I'm the only guy from the student council? That because I have Sona Kaichu and the rest of the student council attention, is that it? Yes, that's why we're jealous of you. Motohama said while teary-eyed. You damn lucky bastard. Mitsuda glared at him. Issei sighed. As I said earlier, it's not my fault that I get their attention and besides being a member of the student council. Then he looks at the perverted duo and. It was worth it. He smirked. After he said that and he went straight to his seat while the perverted duo cursed him. Then Issei saw Yui enters the classroom. Morning, Issei-kun. Yui greets him. Good morning, Yui-san, you seem tired. Issei noticed Yui looked tired. Yui sighed. Yay, I stay awake until midnight to finish those notes we missed. I see. Yeah, so Issei, did you finish your notes? Yui asks. Issei nods. Yay, I managed to finish the notes earlier and then. Lucifer-sama and Sera-chan along with Graphia-san suddenly came to visit. I see, no wonder since Lucifer-sama came along with Graphia-san at Butchu's house last night. I guess they ask about your origins right after that. Yes, and we will expect a peace conference in any time soon since Lucifer-sama decided to choose our academy as their meeting place. I see. Oh, by the way, Issei, 2 days from now is the. Issei interjects her. I know, Yui-san, it's the classroom visits day. Yui says yeah, but you didn't like that day comes. I guess it the same applies to Kaichu, right? Issei nods. Yeah. I see, but they have no choice but to attend. Indeed, and we know that Lucifer-sama and Sera-chan will come to watch them. Yeah, also Lucifer-sama told me that Butchu parents will come here too. Really? Issei asks. Yui nods. Yay, since Lucifer-sama told us, but I won't be surprised if Kaichu parents will come too. Issei went pale after Yui said if Sona and Serafall parents would come at the classroom visits. Issei was sweating bullets and his thoughts say, oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. I almost forgot about them. Yui looks at Issei and he was sweating bullets. Hey, Issei, are you okay? Issei gulps. Yeah, I'm okay Yui-san. He said nervously. You seems nervous after I said Kaichu parents would come here. Issei was sweating bullets more after he heard it again. I can't believe this. Partner, we've been through the hell to defeat our enemies fearless, and now look at you feared of your lover's parents. Drake is utterly disappointed as host. You can't blame me Drake since you don't know how it feels like when I'm in front Sona and Sarah's parents. Issei replied via telepathy. Let me guess partner. You think that their parents won't like you after you beat the Sitri girl in a chess match? Yes, since you know that in our previous world that their parents didn't like me a lot after we won our first rating game. Well that is true since your master's parents hates you a lot and it went worse after they became your girlfriends. Albion said. Issei sighed. Yeah, I know they couldn't accept my relationship with them. That's why I'm afraid for when they come here. But partner, you know that we're in a different world now and there's a chance that they would like you. I agree with the red one kid. Since we're in the different world I'm sure that your master's parents will like you. Issei calmed down a bit after he heard that there's a chance of Sona and Serafall's parents will like him. If that happens Albion, Drake, I will give you guys 2 pieces of dragon apples when we get there. The dragons got excited after Issei mentions dragon apple as their reward. Dragon apple, ah. It's been a while the last time I ate that fruit. Same here, I miss eating that apple. Albion, let's pray that his master's parent will like him. Right. Issei chuckled due to the dragon's reactions. Yui's Drake sighed after he saw his counterpart reaction. I can't believe my counterpart is addicted to dragon apples. Drake, is that really good to eat that apple? Yui asks Drake via telepathy. Yes partner, those fruits were delicious when eaten by a dragon. Since the dragon apples were destroyed in the human world due to climate change. But I heard there's one growing in the underworld. I see. So that means there's a chance we can see another dragon there in the underworld. Yes, partner, we would see another dragon there. After that their teacher came and the class has started. A few hours later, lunch break, location. Student council room. Issei knocks the door. Aika and Zenovia next to him. Enter. Issei enters the room along with Aika and Zenovia. Good afternoon Ice, Zenovia, Kiryu. Sona smiles. Good afternoon Sona Kaichu. Issei, Aika and Zenovia said in unison. Sona was about to tell about their activities until Serafall appears wearing the magical girl outfit. Good afternoon everyone. Serafall greeted them in childish tone. Oni-sama. You should know that we have a dress code in this academy. Sona said. But this is my uniform so tan. Sona and her peerage sweat drops on her reply. Well, Issei got an idea how to deal with Serafall. Since this will be troublesome for them when she roams around the academy wearing that outfit, especially when the classroom visits day. Issei whispers Sona, we should use that. Sona raised her eyebrows. Ice, are you sure it will work on Oni-sama? She whispered. Issei nods. Yes, trust me Sona, it will work. Since it will be troublesome if she still wears that outfit when she roams around the campus. Sona thought about if Serafall roams around the campus and of course it causes a ruckus due to her outfit and possible worst case scenario that she would introduce to them as her big sister. Sona was horrified after she thinks of that. No. 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 My reputation will be tarnished if Oni-sama acts like that. As Sona thought said. Sona sighed. Very well then Ice, do it. Issei grinned. Okay. Issei opens the dimensional bag and he says Sarah-chan, it would be troublesome for us if you wear that outfit. But this is my outfit Ice-chan. Serafall retorted. Issei sighed. I know that Sarah-chan. But if you wear normal clothes and you behave normally until the end of classroom visits then. Issei holds a magical toy staff. I will give you this staff as a reward. Serafall beepized what Issei holds and she gasped on what she sees. That's Sapphire's powered staff of Mahou Shoujo Spiral 7 Alternative Limited Edition. Serafall shouted excitedly. Wow, you knew this staff Sarah-chan, I guess you were a fan of that show, Issei said. Serafall couldn't believe that Issei got the limited edition item that she always wanted to get. Yeah, I'm a fan of that show anyway, how did you get that staff Ice-chan? She asks. Issei says I got this staff from one of my clients as my reward. Note. He starts to doing contracts in 3 days before Riser came. What? You got that from your client? Serafall was surprised that Issei got that staff from one of his clients. Issei nods. Yes, one of my clients is a huge fan of that show. She appreciates my service so she gave me this staff and I found out that staff is a limited edition. So I decided to ask Sona about it and she told me that you were looking this for a long time and I decided to keep it for bribing and desperate measure and it was the right time to use it. Sarah-chan, please do us a favor if you behave and wear casual clothes starting today until the end of classroom visits and I will give you this staff as a reward. Hey, are you sure you're going to give me that? If I behave and wear normal clothes Ice-chan. Issei nods. Yes Sarah-chan, I have my word when I say it, so we have a deal. Serafall nods. Okay Ice-chan, we have a deal. She offers to shake hands. Issei shakes her hands. Excellent. You will get this staff after the conference Sera-chan. Serafall was horrified when she heard it. End of the part 5. So how was this story? I hope you like it. And if you like it, share this story with your friends and like the video too. And don't forget to subscribe our channel for daily awesome fanfiction. Okay, it's time for me to go. Bye bye.